वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् सुप्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी फुल्लकुसुमित भ्रमधलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखधां वरधां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्
I declare the convocation open.
Good morning and warm greetings. As I welcome you on the occasion of the 16th Convocation of the National Institute of Technology Tiruchirappalli, I see how much our world has changed in the last year. As I stand here to wish the 53rd graduating batch of the Institute, let me remind the 1,777 graduands that the pandemic has taught us to dig deeper into our resources. It has made us believe in ourselves more. In that lies my message about human resilience. This convocation is different from the others. It is real and it is virtual. It is the clearest proof of the strides India has made as a digital superpower. We have the finest testimony in the form of Padma Vibhushan Shri Azim Premji, the founder chairman of Wipro. He and the intrepid entrepreneurs are the architects of the network ecosystem that has made a day like this possible. Shri Premji, the first Indian recipient of the Faraday Medal, firmly believes that businesses have a deep responsibility to employ ethical, fair and ecologically sensitive business practices and also to actively engage with fundamental societal issues. Shri Premji strongly believes that ordinary people are capable of extraordinary things when organized into highly charged teams. This day is special for us as the legend himself delivers the convocation address. Our Chairperson Board of Governors, Shri.Bhaskar Bhat is a technocrat who turned titan into a global leader. His presence on campus must lift the spirits of the graduates. Sharing with you the glory of this day are the members of the Board of Governors, the representatives from Ministry of Education, members of the Senate, special invitees, our distinguished alumni, the faculty and staff of NIT Tiruchirappalli, most of them virtually. I am reminded of how life was thrown out of gear as the known and tried ways of management were found to be inadequate when the pandemic struck us in March 2020. I am glad we could read the signs indicating the paradigm shift in the way we would run our systems, handle volumes of needs, reorient technology to match those volumes, and thus bring into reality a new normal. NIT Tiruchirappalli showed its resilience as usual and decided on minimizing risk by moving online with teaching, conduct of examinations, project reviews and viva-voce, functioning of offices, and even online student elections. I am proud that the faculty, staff and students rose to the occasion, and I congratulate each one. Our records show that we have indeed continued to perform and reach newer heights since March 2020. I wish to highlight some of the very recent achievements, rather national recognitions of the Institute. Please note that we are the only NIT to achieve these feats. We again made an impact, 5th year in a row, by moving to 9th position in engineering category in the NIRF India Rankings 2020 and number 1 position among all the NITs. The Institute has improved on all the NIRF parameters, and in the last 3 years, our overall score improved from 59.44 to 64.1, with substantial improvements in teaching learning resources, research and professional practice, and in perception. In the overall category, we retained our position at 24th, with many renowned universities and institutes still behind us. The Institute is part of the National Supercomputing Mission. A supercomputer is being installed at an investment of Rs 19 crores. We are an exclusive innovation facilitation center set up by the National Research Development Corporation, inaugurated on 26 October 2020. We are appointed the National MOOCs Coordinator for UG and PG engineering programs by the Ministry of Education. We inaugurated a new Center of Artificial Intelligence, IoT and Intelligent Machines recently. Centers of Excellence in Advanced Manufacturing and Automation, Energy Harvesting and Storage Technology, Interdisciplinary Research Labs in Electronic System Design, Calibration and Testing, and particulate emission from combustion industrial processes are being commissioned to the tune of Rs 15 crores to promote interdisciplinary research. We are part of the Prime Minister's Research Fellowship Mission, being in the top 25 institutions in India. Our strategic plan, which was unveiled 2 years ago and implemented effectively with periodic review and follow-up, has kept us on track and shown results. NIT Trichy completed successfully the coordination of CSAB, Central Seat Allocation Board 2019 smoothly, with reservation for economically weaker section implemented, and completed the admission of UG students to 83 institutions last year. I congratulate Dr. S.T. Ramesh and Dr. G. Subbayan, the CSAB coordinators, for this achievement. The growth indicators for an institute of national importance like NIT Tiruchirappalli, besides the strength as a teaching institute, are the 3 P's of publication, patents and projects. 2019 witnessed a substantial spike in each of these indicators. The publications in Web of Science in 2019 were 768 at an average of 3.23 per faculty with 12,000 plus citations, and in Scopus Index journals were 1,160 with an average of 4.83 per faculty with 16,000 plus citations. an increase of 35% publications, with 73% of the publications in Q1 and Q2 quartiles, indicating the superior quality of our publications. Last financial year, 40 sponsored projects have been awarded, amounting to rupees 34 crores, including a DST FIS project of 2.4 crores for the Department of Chemistry. Consultancy revenue increased to rupees 6 crores. The institute has published 26 patents and 4 were granted last year, which is a significant leap in the history of our institute. Our ties with industry and sister institutions are becoming stronger, with signing of MOUs with IIT Delhi, MSME, NRDC, CDAC, Tata Steel, Texas Instruments, Micron, and CPRI, taking the total number of active MOUs to 82. Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises, MSME, designated us as a design implementation agency to coordinate product development with nearby SMEs in August 2020, and we see this as a great opportunity. By the Adal Innovation Rankings 2020, NIT Trichy is in the top 25 among government institutions. We registered 3 faculty startup companies in 2020. Dr. B. Senthil Arasu and team conducted executive development programs for 11 batches for Neyveli Lignite Corporation, generating a revenue of 74 lakhs. Our research activities were reaching a new peak with rupees 300 crores invested over the last 3 years when the pandemic struck and everything came to a grinding halt. However, as another example of our resilience, we moved the whole PhD process online, and this year we have an all-time record of 173 students being awarded PhD degrees against 98 last year, 76% increase in 15 months. We are slowly bringing back scholars to campus in small numbers who need to work in the laboratories with the help of a dedicated team of faculty, volunteers and staff. We would like our departments and faculty to be competitive and would like to encourage outstanding all-round performances. So, departments were ranked on the basis of NIRF parameters and faculty and students awarded for distinguished performances. During the Teachers' Day 2020, the Department of Chemical Engineering was declared the outstanding department in the engineering segment, while the Department of Management Studies topped the non-engineering segment with a special mention of the Department of Chemistry. Best Performer Awards were given to 27 faculty under 5 different cadres: Professor HAG, Professor, Associate Professor and Assistant Professor grades 1 and 2, and in 4 different streams of engineering, sciences, humanities and management and architecture. For the first time, research scholars were also evaluated for Budding Researcher Awards, and 1 award was conferred per department. Professor P.S. Manisundaram Award non-teaching staff were won by Sri Gunashekaran posthumously, Sri Michael Raj A. and Sri Abubakar K. In our pursuit towards a multiversity and in line with the National Education Policy 2020, 3 new PG programs, MA English, Language and Literature, MTech in Geotechnical Engineering and MTech in Industrial Automation were introduced this year, taking the total number of programs we run to 10 undergraduate, 31 postgraduate, MS and PhD programs. All our programs are running full strength online currently, including PhD admissions which were completed online this semester. The institute has become more vibrant and younger with the addition of 68 new faculty members recently during the pandemic, including 21 women faculty, adding geographical and cultural diversity to the campus community. This major recruitment drive has resulted in 2 different generations and 2 different schools of thought coming closer to work collaboratively by learning and unlearning from each other. Adequate measures were taken to map, recruit and promote non-teaching staff. I am also happy to share that Padma Bhushan Shri Chris Gopalakrishnan, co-founder of Infosys, inaugurated the Third Eye, our new computer center in December 2019. The Chemical Engineering Golden Jubilee building was inaugurated by the Honorable Minister of Education, Shri Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, on 20th October 2020. 6 more annex buildings for the departments of Electrical and Electronics, Mechanical, Civil, Metallurgy, Instrumentation and Control, and Production Engineering are on the anvil. In all, the first phase of our strategic plan 2018-23 will see the addition of around 60,000 square meters of space, which will take NIT Trichy to the next level as a global campus. NIT Trichy is a socially responsible institution which has always worked to improve the quality of life of the underprivileged. The teaching club of NIT Trichy, Ignite, has trained 20 rural government high school students of Trichy district, and 2 of the students, Setupati P and Pugalarasi S, secured admission for BTech in our institute in the departments of Civil Engineering and Metallurgy. Congratulations to Sanjeev, the founder of Ignite, who is graduating this year, and Dr. Venkata Kirtika, the faculty advisor. A mobile application, Tirumadi Cart, for women self-help groups of Trichy was designed and launched by Dr. Brinda and her team from Computer Science. The Center of Excellence in Manufacturing has MOUs with 48 engineering institutions in 3 neighboring states to enhance the skills of BTech students to make them employable. When COVID struck, we tasked the COE in manufacturing to design and innovate safety implements like face shields, which were supplied on campus as well as to the frontline workers outside. We started the NIT Trichy Benevolent Fund and lent a helping hand to those who lost their jobs. NIT Trichy saluted the COVID warriors of the institute, including the medical team, security team, computer support group, hostel administration, main office, academic office, recruitment cell, and the student council during the Independence Day 2020. These teams, with the faculty volunteers and staff, kept the campus safe and made sure that the institute activities are carried out without any difficulty. I wish to thank each one of them again for the dedicated work. The institute attracts for placement 230 top-notch companies comparable to any of the top institutions. The UG placements at 92% and PG placements at 87% are among the highest in the country despite the pandemic-driven slowdown. It is heartening to note that most of the offers were honored during COVID times. We have kick-started the placements for the current batch. Our students are our asset. They have made NIT Trichy proud in various fora. Our PhD scholar K. Krishnakant won the DRDO's Dare to Dream contest, which had a participation of 3,000 plus innovators from across India. Some of the notable distinctions our students have won include Merlin Mary and M.A. Sundara Mahalingam were awarded the PMR of 2020. Shravan Jayakrishnan, Amrita Suresh and Purnima Unnikrishnan received the Kargil Fellowships. Madhav Agarwal received the Thesaurus Fellowship. Students also received 2 BWS, 10 DAD, 47 MITAX and 20 Deity scholarships this year. 2 students teams from the institute won first prizes in the Smart India Hackathon this year. Congratulations. Our academic performance is complemented by sports and extracurricular activities. In the Inter-NIT Sports Championship, our student teams won the overall gold medal in athletics, overall badminton women, swimming men and women, volleyball women, runners-up in basketball men and second runner-up in volleyball men and badminton men, establishing our supremacy in sports. I am happy to announce the best outgoing sportsman, Mervyn Moses, who won gold for India in the AWPC Powerlifting World Championship, and the best outgoing sportswoman, Isha Reddy, who is a national level swimmer and bagged 20 medals at the Inter-NIT swimming meet. A cultural festival, Festember 2019, attracted huge student gathering and luminaries descended on the campus, including tennis ace Vijay Amritraj. Our ISO certified Techno Managerial Festival, Pragyan 2020, unfortunately had to be cancelled due to the pandemic. However, our students are working on something new and exciting for 2021. Moving forward, our mantras for the next few years would be internationalization, interdisciplinary and multiversity. The Office of the International Relations has initiated a series of interactions with various universities and agencies across the world with an aim to expand our global footprint and to reshape ourselves as a cosmopolitan institution of the 21st century. We announced the Distinguished Alumni Awards for 2020 and will be honoring 11 outstanding professionals this year, including Shri Rajesh Gopinathan, CEO of Tata Consultancy Services. Recall, the Alumni Association and the Institute jointly hosted the Global Alumni Meet on 4th January 2020 in Chennai, where 1,200 alumni from across the world gathered and promised 4 projects that include a heritage center, which will be a reality soon at the Institute, a modern sports stadium, term chair positions for faculty, and scholarships for students. I hope the new team of Recall will realize these goals. We greatly appreciate the efforts of alumni who have been organizing webinars and master classes during the pandemic times, which immensely benefited our students. I take this opportunity to congratulate all the graduating students who will receive medals, awards and certificates today. You are our second batch graduating through the flexible curriculum. Today, out of the 841 UG students, 632 students will receive degrees with minors and 72 will graduate with honors. My special congratulations to L. Yashwant of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Sri Darshan KS of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, who secured a CGPA of 9.84. They are the President's Gold Medal joint winners this year. This should be a special moment for parents too. It would be hard to believe that your happiest moment has finally come when your son or daughter graduates today. At NIT Trichy, we also share the same excitement and celebration with you. We are proud of each one of you graduates on 3 counts. First, we are sure that we could prepare each one of you for a lifelong journey of opportunities and challenges as a well-trained engineer or scientist. Second, we are proud that we could inculcate social, moral and environmental responsibilities in you, our students, giving you a well-rounded education. The third blessing, there is a pride in being an NITTN. This blessing is what you will take with you today in the journey ahead, one you would cherish forever. I would like to convey my sincere thanks to the Ministry of Education, Government of India, for providing constant support and encouragement to the Institute. I thank the Chairperson and members of the Board of Governors and the Senate for extending their support towards the growth of the institution. My gratitude also to the Deans, the Registrar, the faculty who have contributed immensely to the success of the Institute, especially during these trying times. I also congratulate the non-teaching staff for their dedicated services. My appreciation to the Convocation Team 2020, comprising of faculty, staff and students. Without them, this memorable event would never have been possible. I once again wish all the graduates a splendid success in their career and a bright future ahead. The challenges in life are not always predictable. With a strong belief in our capacity to accept challenges, notwithstanding their magnitude, a creativity in approach to meet those challenges with optimism, and resolute faith in our abilities, a trust in the involvement of every member of the team, there is no challenge that can overwhelm us. What we have learned from the experience of the past year teaches us the need to be resilient. Institutions like individuals can survive any challenge provided they are willing to accept the sternest test and the professionalism to pursue different strategies to put those ideas into practice. This is the very spirit of an engineering education. Those of us in NIT Trichy are empowered by this learning, which makes us better candidates to meet the challenges of the big world as we step out of these portals as graduates. Let me close with the words of the visionary Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and I quote, "When we tackle obstacles, we find hidden reserves of courage and resilience we did not know we had. And it is only when we are faced with failure do we realize that these resources were always there with us. We only need to find them and move on with our lives." Thank you. Jai Hind.
Good morning, Honorable Chief Guest, Padma Vibhushan, Shri Azim Premji, members of the Board of Governors of NIT Trichy, members of the Senate, Director Dr. Minnie Thomas, faculty members, members of the staff, present and past students of this institute, media persons, graduating students, parents, friends and relatives of those crossing a milestone today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being present. It is indeed a great occasion to welcome you all for this momentous occasion of the convocation being conducted under extraordinary circumstances this year, and which I hope will never recur. COVID-19, that has taken the entire world by storm and caused unforeseen death and devastation across, has also brought out the best in humankind as well, as you heard from Dr. Thomas a few minutes back, including at this institute. Never perhaps in the history of the world have such a large number of people, governments, companies and institutions crossed boundaries of caste, creed, class, color, religion and gender to help one another. Our own country, despite the many naysayers, has handled the pandemic well, particularly considering the vast population, the geographic spread and the low levels of literacy in the country. This institute has managed the situation extremely well, and I compliment Director Minnie Thomas and her team of excellent teachers and staff for rising to the occasion and conducting classes and helping the students cross the proverbial tape of graduation. My heartfelt congratulations to every one of the 1,777 passing out students for having weathered the storm and being present today wherever you are in the world. Special thanks to and congratulations to the award-winning students who have walked the extra mile. For all of you, indeed, it will be a unique tale to tell your children and your grandchildren, And finally, many thanks to the parents of the passing out class for supporting your child through their stint here. The many laurels that this institute has earned in the recent past have already been mentioned by Director, but I would like to highlight one from the point of view of the Board of Governors that is most inspiring. That is the long-term plan that the institute has charted out for itself, the 15-year long-term plan that the director spoke about. This plan endeavors to make a significant mark in India and in the world in technical education, as well as produce a well-rounded future Indian citizen for the world. For all of those who pass out this year and the many who will pass out, just remember one thing: despite every criticism that has been hurled at India, we are a great nation, a great democracy. The people in this country are aspiring for a better life. And with all that you have learnt at this institute, the values, the competence, the skill, the knowledge, use that to further the cause of this great country. In the end, I do consider myself privileged and lucky to have been able to hear Shri Azim Premji and welcome him as chief guest for my very first NITT convocation. I have had maybe a couple of interactions with you, sir, in the last 30 years, but those were sufficient to establish the greatness of the man. You will not believe it, that in an office of my previous company on Airport Road, Shri Azim Premji actually called on me to make a sales call. I will never ever forget that. The man is known for his greatness because not what he has achieved or his wealth or his power, but he is known for his humility. He is self-effacing, extremely intelligent and capable, and leads from the front. I look forward as much to hear from you, sir, as the class of 2020 and everyone else. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Chairperson, for your address. We are grateful to you for being physically present with us today, sir. We celebrated the 50th year of graduation of our first batch, the 1969 batch, recently, and we published a heritage book on that occasion. A copy of the book is being presented to the Chairperson. Our chief guest today is Padma Vibhushan Shri Azim Premji, founder Wipro Limited and Chairperson Azim Premji Foundation. Azim Premji took over the leadership of Wipro in the late 1960s. On that kernel of a $2 million hydrogenated cooking fat business, He founded multiple businesses, including what is now $8.5 billion revenue IT services organization with a presence in 58 countries. The other businesses of the Wipro group, led by Premji, have now grown to about $2 billion in revenues, spanning across the sectors of consumer goods, precision engineering, and healthcare systems. He relinquished executive responsibilities at Wipro Limited in July 2019 to focus on the philanthropic work of the foundation. Premji is a graduate in electrical engineering from Stanford University, USA. Premji's success in business has been driven by one fundamental idea: to build organizations deeply committed to values with the client as the focus of all efforts. Unflinching commitment to values continues to remain at the core of Wipro. Premji strongly believes that ordinary people are capable of extraordinary things when organized into highly charged teams. Wipro's cutting-edge technology expertise and its understanding of global industries delivers innovation and real business value to its clients with consistency and predictability based on pioneering efforts in service quality and operational rigor. Premji firmly believes that businesses must employ ethical, fair, and ecologically sustainable business practices and must actively engage with fundamental societal issues. Wipro's deep and focused social and environmental initiatives span its worldwide operational footprint, leading to Wipro being recognized as a global leader in sustainability. In 2001, Premji established the Azim Premji Foundation, a not-for-profit organization with a vision of contributing towards a just, equitable, humane, and sustainable society. Today, the foundation's work spans across education and other critical fields of human development and justice. The foundation has its own large-scale organization in education to help improve quality and equity of the public education system in India, with the field operations across 7 states of the country, which have over 350,000 schools. It runs the not-for-profit Azim Premji University in Bangalore and is in the process of setting up a second university in Bhopal. The foundation also has a rapidly scaling initiative to support other not-for-profit through financial grants which work across other fields which contribute to equity and justice, such as gender issues, nutrition, local governance, and well-being of vulnerable groups. Premji's donations to the endowment of the foundation at $21 billion make it one of the largest foundations in the world. Over the years, Azim Premji has received numerous honors and accolades, which he considers as recognitions for the team of Wipro and the foundation. Business Week listed him amongst the top 30 entrepreneurs in world history. Financial Times, Time, Fortune, and Forbes have all named him as one of the most influential people in the world, citing his leadership in business and philanthropy, including the contributions to improving public education. The Journal of Foreign Policy has listed him amongst the top global thinkers. Economic Times bestowed Mr. Premji with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Premji is the first Indian recipient of the Faraday Medal and has been conferred honorary doctorates by the Michigan State University and Wesleyan University in the US, and the Indian Institutes of Technology at Bombay, Roorkee and Kharagpur, amongst others. The Republic of France bestowed upon him the Legion of Honor. He was conferred in January 2011 with Padma Vibhushan, the second highest civilian award in India. The Carnegie Medal of Philanthropy was bestowed on him in 2017, hailing the conscience, integrity, and compassion that have guided his visionary giving, with invaluable benefit to both that nation and to the world. It is my proud privilege to invite Padma Vibhushan Sri Azim Premji to deliver the convocation address.
Good morning. Let me start with the most important thing today. My heartiest congratulations to all the students who are graduating. This is an important occasion for you, as also for your family and friends. All of you know that this is the end of an important phase of your life and the beginning of a new one. I can tell you from my experience, as also that of everyone else that I know, that you will cherish the time in this college almost more than anything else. Let me also point out that while this ceremony does not mark the end of your college stint, it certainly doesn't mark the end of your education. By saying that, I'm not referring to graduate school that you may be going to. I'm just pointing out what you know. The learning and education is a lifelong process. It is for you to take charge of your own education. Let me also congratulate the National Institute of Technology, Trichy, for being without doubt one of the best higher education institutions in the country. It is quite remarkable that your institution has been one of the very best in the country from its founding in 1964. It is not only that I've read about your institution, but over the past 40 years, some of my most outstanding colleagues have been your alumni. So I say this from personal experience. I'm sure that with your stellar track record, you will also be at the forefront of implementing the National Education Policy 2020. The policy has a particularly bold vision for transforming undergraduate education to have multidisciplinary and liberal character. I think that such liberal education is essential for our country. It is in this kind of education which truly develops a good society and good human beings. Such education provides rigorous disciplinary understanding, but it does a lot more. It develops the capacity to think critically, to be engaged empathetically with our fellow human beings and nature, and to make the right ethical choices. In a very real sense, such good liberal education will develop a vibrant society based on our constitutional values. In fact, that is what National Education Policy 2020 commits to get done. I hope that NIT Trichy will become a model for all engineering institutions in the country on how this vision of the policy can be brought to life. None of us is surprised that this convocation address is being delivered to you through a video recording. Something like this would have been unthinkable even last year. The pandemic that the world is dealing with is truly unprecedented in modern times. In the end of March, as the pandemic started spreading and a massive humanitarian crisis gripped the country, it became increasingly clear to us that we had to do everything that we could to contribute towards tackling the pandemic and alleviating the humanitarian situation and suffering. A foundation which does extensive work across many fields quickly organized to help the country deal with the pandemic. In a very brief time, we had about 65,000 people on the ground across 400 districts. This included our own foundation team members, the alumni of our university, members of our partner organization, and the government school teachers with whom we work. They work day and night to deliver humanitarian aid and augment the healthcare response, very often at risk to their own lives. This extensive work of our foundation continues today, and we think it may well continue for the next 18 to 24 months. With our own team members out there doing everything that they could at great risk to themselves, I wanted to go out and to be with these dedicated people on the ground, to see for myself what the people of our country were facing and how we were dealing with it. However, I was prohibited from moving out of my house as age is a high-risk factor in COVID-19. This strict prohibition was from my family, doctors, and my colleagues. This was an unacceptable situation to me because one of the most important lessons I have learned in life and learned repeatedly is that the complete picture and the full reality of anything can best be understood only by being in the front line. By June, we figured out the best possible solution in these circumstances was for my colleagues to start doing video calls from wherever they were. So I started getting a direct view into what people were facing. They would call me from the slums in big cities to some of the most remotest villages of our country. Now this has become a rhythm which I follow 2 or 3 times a week. What I see directly on the ground is not very different from what all of you now know. It is just that experience felt is very personal and has strongly reinforced some of the important lessons that I have learned in the past few decades. It is almost as if I was relearning the lessons of 55 years of my working life in just 6 months. I think that is because a deep crisis brings out the most important things with us very clearly. It truly reveals our character and the character of our society. So let me share some of the lessons that I have learned. First, the ability to think critically, to ask questions, and to be open-minded are absolutely central to dealing with anything in life successfully. The pandemic has made this absolutely clear. It is only through critical thinking capacities that we can actually grasp reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. And understanding the reality is the basis for us dealing with any situation, big or small. Second, there is no substitute for hard work, commitment, and tenacity. We are still in the middle of the pandemic. We don't know when it will be controlled. I myself know thousands of people who have worked 24/7 for the past 7 months at great risk to their lives. And they will continue to work like this till the pandemic is under control. While the current unfortunate situation emphasizes the importance of all of this, my experience, whether in business or public life, has been that it is these characteristics of hard work, commitment, and tenacity that eventually make the most difference in life. Third, each one of us must understand and recognize that we live with fellow human beings. At the core of that living together is a sense of solidarity and empathy. When I ask all these people who are putting their lives at risk in dealing with the pandemic day and night, why are you doing this voluntarily? And almost everyone says the same, that these are our own people. We have a sense of solidarity. If in this hour of crisis we don't stand by each other, how can we be human? The point is that it is empathy and a sense of solidarity that makes us human and makes a society function and grow. But often, in everyday life, we forget the most important things. And when we forget that and act only for ourselves with self-interest in mind, we lose some of our humanity. While the pandemic brings out the importance of empathy and solidarity so sharply, it is equally important in all aspects of our lives, whether it is in business or politics and at all times. Fourth, the devastating Spanish flu of 1980 gave us one unforgettable lesson, which is that we are having to relearn the hard way during this pandemic. A pandemic, like any other crisis, can best be defeated by the truth. We must be willing to seek out the truth, confront the truth, speak the truth, and act on the basis of truth. In fact, this has been the most important lesson of my life, that truth and integrity are the foundation of everything. In the absence of integrity, everything falls apart. While if we are willing to face the truth and speak the truth and have integrity in all our actions, we can be confident that things will finally fall in place. From 1966, ever since I took over the responsibility of Wipro, I've tried to practice this. It has not been easy. However, if you want me to share with you the most important thing that I believe has been the foundation of everything that I've done, it is this commitment to truth and integrity. Fifth, the stark inequality and injustice that millions of our fellow citizens live with has become more evident than ever before. While we have made significant progress on many fronts since independence, we are unfortunately nowhere near the country we had promised ourselves to be in our Constitution. The crisis has brought out the worst in us, but has also brought out the best in us. It has revealed the extreme injustice and inequality in our society and the deeply structural nature of those inequalities and injustices. But it has also shown us that millions have the courage and generosity of spirit to battle the toughest of circumstances. It has thrown a challenge to us, and perhaps even more so to your generation, that how do you mobilize the courage and spirit collectively that can ameliorate injustice and inequality and truly change our country. I'm sure some of you have heard of the 12-year-old child, Jamlo. On 15th April, she started walking from the chilly fields in Telangana, where she was working as a laborer, to her home in Chhattisgarh. After walking for 3 days in that searing summer sun, she died. She was a 12-year-old child. Can there be a more stark and gut-wrenching challenge to us than this? How can we let a 12-year-old child work in chilly fields, hundreds of miles from their home, and then abandon them to their fate to walk through hundreds of miles in scorching summer sun? My great hope is that it is you who will change the country. You will make it a country where no Jamlo has to work in a chilly field when she should be in school. Make it a country where everyone has a life of dignity and respect. Make it a country where we all live with humaneness, solidarity, and peace. And thus make it a true country that we have promised ourselves in our Constitution. As I said, my hope soars with you. I know that you will be successful engineers and business people, but I'm urging you to be more than that, because I think you have it in you to be more. I'm urging you to become leaders of change for this country and change the country such that we truly become a just, equitable, and humane society. My congratulations once again to all of you, as also my best wishes in everything that you do in life. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Shri Premji, for your inspiring convocation address. On behalf of all those who are attending this convocation, we present a memento to Shri Premji as a token of our appreciation. This will be sent to him soon.
Madam Director, please award the degrees of the Institute to all eligible graduands.
Madam Registrar in Charge, please propose the names of the candidates who have become eligible for the award of the various degrees of the Institute at this convocation.
Madam, I propose that a total of 1,777 degrees to be awarded today, which includes 173 PhD, 33 MS, 489 MTech, 17 MR, 85 MCA, 72 MBA, 67 MSc, 803 BTech, and 38 BR. I also propose that 2 graduates be conferred the degree in person, and the rest 1775 in absentia.
Heads of the departments, please present all the graduates for the award of the degrees of the institute and who are receiving in this convocation.
I, Dr. G. Subbayan, Head, Department of Architecture, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Architecture, Master of Architecture in Energy Efficient and Sustainable Architecture, and Bachelor of Architecture of the Department of Architecture may please rise. I present you, Madam, 4 Doctor of Philosophy, 17 Master of Architecture, and 38 Bachelor of Architecture graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the institute, and pray that they may be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the undergraduates, postgraduates, and doctorates of the Department of Architecture.
I, Dr. Meera Sharifa Begum, Head, Department of Chemical Engineering, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemical Engineering, Master of Technology in Chemical Engineering, Master of Technology in Process Control and Instrumentation, and Bachelor of Technology in Chemical Engineering of the Department of Chemical Engineering may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 10 Doctor of Philosophy, 37 Master of Technology, and 60 Bachelor of Technology graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the institute, and pray that they may be admitted. By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the undergraduates, postgraduates, and doctorates of the Department of Chemical Engineering.
I, Dr. S. Velmati, Head, Department of Chemistry, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry and Master of Science in Chemistry of the Department of Chemistry may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 9 Doctor of Philosophy and 19 Master of Science graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the postgraduates and doctorates of the Department of Chemistry.
I, Dr. G. Swaminathan, Head, Department of Civil Engineering, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering, Master of Science by Research in Civil Engineering, Master of Technology in Transportation Engineering and Management, Master of Technology in Structural Engineering, Master of Technology in Environmental Engineering, Master of Technology in Construction Technology and Management, and Bachelor of Technology in Civil Engineering of the Department of Civil Engineering may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 7 Doctor of Philosophy, 4 Master of Science by Research, 105 Master of Technology, and 94 Bachelor of Technology graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the institute, and pray that they may be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the undergraduates, postgraduates, and doctorates of the Department of Civil Engineering.
I, Dr. P.J.A. Alphonse, Head, Department of Computer Applications, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Applications, Master of Computer Applications, Master of Technology in Data Analytics, and Master of Science in Computer Science of the Department of Computer Applications may please be raised. I present to you, Madam, 15 Doctor of Philosophy, 85 Master of Computer Applications, 23 Master of Technology, and 26 Master of Science graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the postgraduates and doctorates of the Department of Computer Applications.
I, Dr. Rajeshwari Sridhar, Head, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science and Engineering, Master of Science by Research in Computer Science and Engineering, Master of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering, and Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 6 Doctor of Philosophy, 1 Master of Science by Research, 30 Master of Technology, and 101 Bachelor of Technology graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the undergraduates, postgraduates, and doctorates of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering.
I, Dr. V. Shankar Narayanan, Head, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Master of Science by Research in Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Master of Technology in Power Systems, Master of Technology in Power Electronics, and Bachelor of Technology in Electrical and Electronics Engineering of the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 9 Doctor of Philosophy, 3 Master of Science by Research, 49 Master of Technology, and 97 Bachelor of Technology graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of the degree of the institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the undergraduates, postgraduates, and doctorates of the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering.
I, Dr. P. Muthusedamparanathan, Head, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electronics and Communication Engineering, Master of Science by Research in Electronics and Communication Engineering, Master of Technology in Communication Systems, Master of Technology in VLSI System, and Bachelor of Technology in Electronics and Communication Engineering of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering may please rise. I present you, Madam, 17 Doctor of Philosophy, 2 Master of Science by Research, 51 Master of Technology, and 104 Bachelor of Technology graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the undergraduates, postgraduates, and doctorates of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering.
I, Dr. M. Premalata, Head, Department of Energy and Environment, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Master of Technology in Energy Engineering of the Department of Energy and Environment may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 23 Master of Technology graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the postgraduates of the Department of Energy and Environment.
I, Dr. R. Joseph Panaya, Head, Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities and Social Sciences of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 7 Doctor of Philosophy graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the Institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the doctorates of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences.
I, Dr. G. Uma, Head, Department of Instrumentation and Control Engineering, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Instrumentation and Control Engineering, Master of Science by Research in Instrumentation and Control Engineering, and Bachelor of Technology in Instrumentation and Control Engineering of the Department of Instrumentation and Control Engineering may please rise. I present you, Madam, 9 Doctor of Philosophy, 1 Master of Science by Research, and 92 Bachelor of Technology graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the Institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the undergraduates, postgraduates, and doctorates of the Department of Instrumentation and Control Engineering.
I, Dr. P. Sridevi, Head, Department of Management Studies, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Studies and Master of Business Administration of the Department of Management Studies may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 9 Doctor of Philosophy and 72 Master of Business Administration graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the Institute, and pray that they may be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the postgraduates and doctorates of the Department of Management Studies.
I, Dr. A.R. Veerappan, Head, Department of Mechanical Engineering, present the number of graduates. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, Master of Science by Research in Mechanical Engineering, Master of Technology in Industrial Safety Engineering, Master of Technology in Thermal Power Engineering, and Bachelor of Technology in Mechanical Engineering of the Department of Mechanical Engineering may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 24 Doctor of Philosophy, 9 Master of Science by Research, 51 Master of Technology, and 102 Bachelor of Technology graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the Institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the undergraduates, postgraduates, and doctorates of the Department of Mechanical Engineering.
I, Dr. S. Kumaran, Head, Department of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, present the number of graduates. The recipient of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Metallurgical Materials Engineering, Doctor of Philosophy in CKS, Master of Science by Research in Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Master of Science by Research in CKS, Master of Technology in Welding Engineering, Master of Technology in Material Science and Engineering, Master of Technology in Industrial Metallurgy, and Bachelor of Technology in Metallurgical and Materials Engineering of the Department of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 24 Doctor of Philosophy, 7 Master of Science by Research, 46 Master of Technology, and 58 Bachelor of Technology graduates who have been completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the Institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the undergraduates, postgraduates, and doctorates of the Department of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering and CKS.
I, Dr. M. Ashok, Head, Department of Physics, present the number of graduates. The recipient of degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, Master of Technology in Non-Destructive Testing, and Master of Science in Physics of the Department of Physics may please rise. I present to you, ma'am, 7 Doctor of Philosophy, 23 Master of Technology, and 22 Master of Science graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of degree of the Institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the postgraduates and doctorates of the Department of Physics.
I, Dr. R. Jayapal, Head, Department of Production Engineering, present the number of graduates. The recipients of Doctor of Philosophy in Production Engineering, Master of Science by Research in Production Engineering, Master of Technology in Manufacturing Technology, Master of Technology in Industrial Engineering and Management, and Bachelor of Technology in Production Engineering of the Department of Production Engineering may please rise. I present to you, Madam, 16 Doctor of Philosophy, 6 Master of Science by Research, 51 Master of Technology, and 95 Bachelor of Technology graduates who have completed the prescribed course of study and have been found fit for the award of the degree of the institute, and pray that they be admitted.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairperson of the Senate and Director of the Institute, I shall confer these degrees to the undergraduates, postgraduates and doctorates of the Department of Production Engineering. Mr. Dean Academic, please read out the names of the medal winners to this august assembly. May I request our Chairperson, Shri.Bhaskar Bhat, to kindly join me and present the medals.
I, Professor Shanmugam, Dean Academic, present the medal winners of various programs. The present medal winners are here to receive the medals in person. Electronics and Communication Engineering, Yashwant L. Mechanical Engineering, Sridharan K.S. Chemical Engineering, Akash Darshan, US. Civil Engineering, Vishal Kumar. Computer Science and Engineering, Shivani Chandar. Electrical and Electronics Engineering, R.N.S. Shah. Electronics and Communication Engineering, Yashwant L. Instrumentation and Control Engineering, G. Vishal. Mechanical Engineering, Sridharan K.S. Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, R. Devi Janani. Production Engineering, Pratiksha Sahu and Rio Paul Jackson. B.R. Muhammad Haseen Akhtar. The Institute Medal 2020 for the overall highest CGPA in MTech and MArch. MTech in Chemical Engineering, Gandhi Satish. MTech in Process Control and Instrumentation, Prabhu P. MTech in Transportation Engineering and Management, Priyadarshini B. MTech in Structural Engineering, Sneha Leah George. MTech in Environmental Engineering, Sharada Nair. MTech in Construction Technology and Management, VVG Sai Aditya. MTech in Data Analytics, Rallabandi Fani Raj. In Computer Science and Engineering, Chitra. M.Tech in Power Systems, Devaraj S. M.Tech in Power Electronics, Naman Agarwal. M.Tech in Communication Systems, Kadimi Vinay Kumar. M.Tech in VLSI System, Nitin K.S. M.Tech in Energy Engineering, Nijin V.P. M.Tech in Industrial Safety Engineering, Jitin A. M.Tech in Thermal Power Engineering, Moor Bhavesh Rajesh Shaila. M.Tech in Welding Engineering, Salapu Srija Sai. M.Tech in Material Science and Engineering, Karumari Ratna Priyanka. M.Tech in Industrial Metallurgy, Amal C. Abraham. M.Tech in Non-Destructive Testing, Sushil Patil. M.Tech in Manufacturing Technology, Kartikeyan R. M.Tech in Industrial Engineering and Management, Jagdane Sahil Pramod. Architecture, Energy Efficient and Sustenance Architecture, Sanjana R. The Institute Medal 2020 for the overall high CGPA in MSc. MSc Chemistry, V. Vidya. MSc Computer Science, Utsa Chattopadhyay. MSc Physics, Asutosh Kumar Singh. The Institute Medal 2020 for the overall high CGPA in MCA. MCA in Computer Applications, Shaika Khan. The Institute Medal 2020 for the overall high CGPA in MBA. MBA in Management Studies, Sharika Jona T.
Graduates of the year, I charge you that in thought, word and deed, you will ever maintain the purity, dignity and integrity of your profession and honor of our institute. Graduates of the year, please take the pledge.
We, the graduates, postgraduates and the doctorates of National Institute of Technology Tiruchirappalli,
we, the graduates, postgraduates and doctorates of the National Institute of Technology Tiruchirappalli
hereby pledge that we shall, in thought, word and deed, ever endeavor to be scrupulously honest in the discharge of our duties, that in all circumstances we shall uphold the dignity and integrity of our profession, and the honor of our institute and the nation, and that we shall devote all our energies to promote the unity and secular ideal of our country, and utilize our knowledge in the service of our nation and society.
I declare the convocation closed. Please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे गाहे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय जय